It is so great to be back, everybody. I am hailing from Fayetteville, Arkansas, in the land of opportunity. If you can see my cursor here, I'm circling this little northwest corner in the Ozark Mountains. It's been about a year since we've lived here, and I'm so excited to share our report of how things are going. You're probably wondering why we left San Diego for Arkansas, of all places. And there were a number of factors, including proximity to my parents. And we wanted a little bit of a slower paced town, slower drivers that don't honk, friendliness, a sense of community. But one of the main reasons was seasons. I missed having seasons. And so we ended up just kind of taking a chance. We obviously had some fears, as you can certainly imagine. We thought that maybe we'd be walking right into Deliverance or a place where Confederate flags ruled the roost. We thought it'd be a bunch of gun-toting rednecks and maybe a bit excessive nationalism around here. And if nothing else, we thought we'd be ending up either with cinder blocks or sprawling suburban hell. We also thought Walmart might really run the show since they're headquartered in Bentonville, just north of here. But we chose Fayetteville anyway, and there was a reason behind it, because it is a college town, which means it's more educated than the surrounding areas. It's got the college things, so there's more vibrance and more things to do. And to quote my friend John, there's nothing quite like a college town in a red state. There's just a vibrance that you can't really imagine until you live there. So we took a chance. And you're probably wondering what the verdict is. We freaking love it here. I don't know if you can see my shirt, but we are just so happy. And I want to talk about why we are so happy here. First of all, amenities and culture galore. I'll start obviously with our public library, which is one of the best in the entire nation. You're probably wondering why Arkansas has such a great library, but again, college town. And then you combine it with the Walton money from the Walmart headquarters, and we have one of the best libraries in the country. Again, you can take classes on how to fly an airplane. We have flight simulators, how to manage a forklift if you want to have that kind of career. You can see Nick in the music studio here for when we do our next Cat Rock opera. We have this child section on the upper left, and we have a preteen section and an adult section and a movie section. It's really spectacular, and you kind of have to see it to believe it. We have an event space and a restaurant, and they even serve beer in our library. I know that's kind of Arkansan. We also have tons of little free libraries. Shown here are just a few within, right here on the bottom left is where we live. These are all within about a half mile of walking to our house. We have a ton of little free libraries. And I think, again, college town, education, it's really, really highlighted here. We've also got a spectacular art scene. We were able to see Hamilton and Fiddler on the Roof at the Walton Art Center. And then we also have an independent theater called Theater Squared. I was never that into going to theater until we moved here, and now we're kind of hooked. We also have a spectacular trail system. And when I say spectacular, it is a bike super freeway or super highway, whatever you want to call it, running through the entire Northwest Arkansas region. It connects all the cities, and we can ride a bike trail right from our house into downtown in 3 miles. Everything is protected, it's lit, it's off the road. So it feels so safe to ride anywhere you want in the city. And you can see excellent signage too. We also have just a lot of community and charm and very progressive vibes around here. You can see that the area is very aware of our unsavory history. We have the Trail of Tears running right through the region, and it's been highlighted here with the Salagi Trail. We have all of these big murals just highlighting, sorry about Luna crying in the background. We have all of these different murals, and then we have down here on the bottom left, this is our Pride Festival, which has 20,000 participants during COVID when everything was outdoor and being safe. So I can only imagine what it's going to be this year. We're really excited. It's in 2 weeks. We've also got just a lot of quirkiness. So you can see some of the signage around here. It's just kind of funny and quirky, and nobody really takes themselves too seriously around here. We really love how laid back and fun the area is. It's also very green. Everybody seems to recycle. And when I say recycle, if you look at the bottom right, We recycle here. We take it very seriously. Everybody seems to compost. We compost for the first time in our lives. We've got this, don't you just love the city in the bottom left? There's a lot of city pride around our recycling program. And then food loops on the upper right, you see them at just about any festival or gathering throughout the city. They pick up all your trash, all your cups, and they compost everything. Even the plastic used in our different festivals around town, it's all compostable. It's really cool. And speaking of festivals, we have got a festival for just about every season in the year. In fact, tonight we're going to the very first Thursday of the year. And then I'm looking forward to the Gully Parks summer concert series, which are just across the street from our house. And those start this June, this month. And you can see in the upper right, that is the Lights of the Ozarks. So for every season, again, we've got a festival. And speaking of seasons, I wanted seasons and I got them. These are all 4 pictures taken from the seasons here. Perfect 4-season climate where we get just enough to get sick of it. And then as soon as we're ready for a change, it moves on. Exactly 3 months follows the calendar. Truly is my perfect climate. I know San Diegans think I'm crazy, but I love it here. We also get more time with our family and friends. My parents were with us when we got the keys to our new house. And on the right, you can see my parents and sister joined us for Thanksgiving, and we got some beautiful weather to spend outside with the cats. I'll talk about them later. These are some of my best friends from high school. They're a fun bunch. My sister's there in the middle. I love being around them again and just seeing them more. I get to drive down there all the time and take the cats with us. My parents came up for Thanksgiving, and it was also the beginning of Hanukkah. And instead of having to fly, they were able to pack outfits to come up and take these fun pictures. And my mom is bonding with her granddaughter, Luna, on the right side. It's also an outdoor wonderland. This is just within an hour and a half away. We have the Buffalo River, the first national river, and you can see it has aquamarine waters. And on the bottom right, just by there, is Jasper, where our friends just bought some land. And you can see how scenic it is. It's beautiful, it's peaceful, and it's not as rednecky as you would expect. We also have swimming holes that are so beautiful, I can't even explain. You really just have to visit them in person. This is my friend's birthday last summer. This is Lake Fayetteville, literally up the road from us. There are paved and unpaved bike paths all around the lake, so you can take a peaceful ride throughout the forest, or you can walk on a paved trail if you'd rather, or ride on a paved trail. Devil's Den State Park is just 20 minutes south of us, and we have some of the best state parks in the entire nation because we have a special tax just to support our state park system. That cabin that you see here is actually only $75 a night, and it's sleeps 4 people, so you can split it with your friends. It's got a screen porch in the front and then air conditioned and heated on the inside. So it's kind of like you're camping, but it's also like you're glamping. This is Beaver Lake, only 30 minutes away. Some of our friends live right out there. It is just beautiful. It's a perfect place to paddle or rent a cabin and just see these beautiful sunsets. We were worried about the food, honestly. That was one of our fears. But after some digging, we found some great food. There's African food on the left, there's Cuban food on the bottom right, and then there's vegan Mexican food. Actually, all of this is vegan on this slide on the upper right, and I couldn't even wait long enough to take that picture. I had to start eating. But if you don't like vegan food, we've got great seafood, we've got great sushi, and those are the bacon burnt ends on the lower left. I know, terrible for a Jew, but we had to try them. And it is just spectacular food here. We're really impressed. We've got mochi donuts, we've got mimosa flights, but I wanted to point out the Onyx coffee shop too on the right. It wins awards, and you're not going to see that many Starbucks around here because it's just not an area with lots of chains. We're very proud of our local establishments, and we have a phenomenal coffee scene. We've also definitely made friends because people here tend to like it and they stick around, and it's super affordable. I can't even go through all the friends we've made, but suffice it to say, we've really found a community here. We even have people visiting, except the people who are too snobby to check out Arkansas. These are just some of the many visitors we've had over the last years. We've had some Californians, some Texans, and my friend Emily, who is living in London. And surprise visitors from Voyagers Toastmasters on their way out to their new home in Tennessee. We were so blessed to have them come through and see us. But I know you're wondering, how are the cats? Okay, suffice it to say, they are doing just fine. They get to go to the creek, they get to sit on our laps in the outside. We have got them to the point where I think they're even happier here than in San Diego. In fact, we were told Sherlock only had a few months to live. He's the orange one. We got him here and he's been thriving. He had almost all his teeth removed and he is just better than ever. The cats go outside for the fire pit. The cats enjoy the outdoor time. And we even exposed them to snow, except for Luna, who is such a queen. She just stayed on the bed the whole time. They even got to go to Tyler, where my father took Sherlock on a walk like the grandchild that he is. Admit it, you're feeling inquisitive. Well, if you want to know more, we are 11% lower than the national average for cost of living. Our median home price is under $300,000. And for the 7th year in a row, we've been ranked one of the best places to live in the country. So I've added our airport information below because I know you want to know more. But if you're not quite ready to fly out here, check out I Am Northwest Arkansas. It's a podcast run by Randy Wilburn and his family, shown on the bottom left. And he tackles all the topics you're wondering about, like, is it a hellhole or is it a wonderful place to live? I think you'll be convinced once you listen to his podcast. We also get shouted out a few times because we have become his friends. And we got shouted out by the city of Fayetteville local government here on the Facebook page. So we've got guest rooms for you. We are ready to have you guys visit. We are so excited to have you. Seriously, don't just sit there and wonder what it's like. Come and take advantage of our guest rooms, visit the cats, and we'll see y'all in the Ozarks. Thank you, guys.